Zion Williamson MRI comes back. He will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. Bringing on Chaz here to talk about what this means moving forward over these next 3 weeks and when we will see Zion Williamson back on the court. Presented to you by Birdsall Law Firm, Company Burger, and DraftKings.
Took away. After this, get your money's worth.
All right, Chaz, thanks for joining. We'll do a quick update here on Zion Williamson. MRI came back. Looks like we don't know what grade strain he has. There's grade 1, there's grade 2, right? Grade 1, you're out 1 to 2 weeks. Grade 2, you're out more 2 to 4 weeks. These are things you don't want to play around with. So I don't mind them taking the approach of caution. But Chaz, Brandon's coming back hopefully in the next week or so. Can this team survive over the next 3 to 4 weeks without Zion Williamson and then Brandon Ingram coming back? Because you can't expect Brandon to be all-star Brandon Ingram. It's to take him some time to get into rhythm too.
Man, you set me up real nice for that one. I just didn't. I'm not gonna take the bait, but I think truthfully, I think they can try to sustain some level of competency. I say that because this is why you have CJ and JV. I said last season when BI goes down, as long as you have CJ, I can't really view that. You should be at least playing right around 500 basketball with CJ and JV and the sum of your parts on this team. I would think just got to tough it out. I mean, we knew this would happen at some point. Didn't really anticipate some of the injuries being this long, but you kind of knew it would happen at some point. The good thing is you've won enough to give yourself room for error. So just deal with it at this point.
Yeah,
man.
That's a really good point. One thing that's concerning, we talked about this at nauseum, before the season started. CJ Zion and Brandon Ingram have only played 10 games together, 172 minutes. Right now, that's not that big. It's a big deal, but moving forward, if you want this team to be a championship contending team, these guys got to play. So it's pretty crazy, but it almost feels like Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson they don't play together. And they haven't played together for a really, really long time. When one guy's getting healthy, the other guy's getting hurt. That's a tough pill to swallow. But this is why you have CJ McCollum and Jonas Valanciunas. These two guys have to step up. And that was kind of my next question. Chaz, who needs to step up? Because in my opinion, it's Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Those two guys really need to start. One, they're going to have to start scoring the ball more without Zion Williamson. But two, defensively, they need to pick it up as well. We all know Herb Jones is a great defender, but I meant rebounding and scoring. Now they're going to be asked to do a lot more now.
I think right now is where you see, all the people who say how deep this team is. This is your time to shine. I think right now is where you ask a lot of Trey, you ask a lot of Herb, and you even ask a lot of Dyson. You know what I'm saying? You were a professional last year. You're a lottery pick. I'm on the record with not agreeing with said pick, but now is everyone has to step up. Najee, guys like that. Najee's done all he can do at this point. Can't ask him to play any better. Jose, he seems like he may still be ailing a little bit. We don't know, but those three guys, like you need those guys to step up desperately.
And the one guy you didn't mention who is going to have to step up tremendously is Jackson Hayes. This is why you're always ready. You never know about your opportunity. Jackson Hayes, this is a perfect opportunity for Jackson Hayes. Right. He's been getting minutes. He's been getting some playing time. He's been looking a lot better. Every single game, he's doing something productive. So these next 3 or 4 weeks without Zion Williamson, this is a perfect time for Jackson Hayes. We're going to try to keep this short, but last thing, Chaz, over the next 3 weeks, you got Houston tomorrow, then you're Brooklyn, at Dallas, at Washington, at Boston, at Detroit, at Cleveland. Then you come back home, face the 2 Florida teams in Miami and Orlando. Then you're back at Miami, then back at home against Denver and Minnesota. I pose this question: what do you expect the record, win-loss record here to be? If you can hover around 500, you should be able to win those games against Houston, Washington, maybe Orlando, maybe still one against Miami, Minnesota. I'm expected to win those games. If you can win those games, they'll be fine.
Man, I'll say this. I think that this is probably the most ideal time for this injury to occur because the opponents are so tough. Aside from some like the Houston game, Houston's playing a little better right now. Washington, I think they won like 5 in a row. But Miami, they've they tend to rest their guys some nights. Like Jimmy Butler, he just said the other day that he doesn't feel healthy. So you may catch a team resting people. Even the Mavs. I just think that I don't know, man. How many
The Pelicans beat the Mavs earlier this season without Brandon or Zion.
Yeah,
so keep that in mind.
How many games or what's that?
So it's 12. I think if they can go 6-6, 5-7, I'll be happy. You're not going to win at Boston. At Cleveland, they're playing pretty good. At Denver at home without Zion, that's pretty tough.
I'm going to ask for 3 victories.
3?
Yeah, I think if you can beat Houston.
If you can beat Houston, you're off to a good start.
Yeah, you beat Houston, beat the Wizards.
And Chaz, you got to think we get Brandon back by maybe by Dallas, but you should get him back by Washington or Boston. Keep in mind, this team has played without Zion Williamson, so they know what it's like with Brandon Ingram, CJ, and JV being your big 3. So there's some familiarity there.
2 words: ostrich farm.
This podcast is sponsored by the Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Boot Crew Media, located 918 Porter Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know has been involved in an accident, be sure we sent you Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Boot Crew Media. Zion Williamson will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. We play Houston tomorrow. We will be on the recap and playback. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Love to hear your comments. What will the Pelicans record be in these next 12 games without Zion Williamson? Y'all take care. See y'all tomorrow.